Jeff, let's talk about two back-to-back super speedway races, and there's some drivers in trouble. Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, some big names towards the bottom of the point stack. Do you say to yourself, hey, it's two speedway races, I'm not worried about it, or is it time to go already in race number 3? It's time to worry.
You say that to yourself, but the fact of the matter is this is a game of math, and points matter. And you know, you now have multiple teams, you mentioned them, that are in a hole. You know, Austin Dillon, he, not of his doing, in my opinion, it was just situations. He's been in 2 wrecks in the first 2 races within the first 6 laps. And you know, he's back in, 36 points. Steve and I have done this for most of our adult lives. Momentum matters. Coming out of Daytona mattered. Coming out, now you have 2 drafting style racetracks that you're coming out of, and some people came out of there saying, hey, we're really good or we're okay, and some came out of there saying, oh my God, we are in the middle of a point race right now, and they're big names, and it's real. It is real, where you go to races and you feel like you're afraid to make a mistake, right? That's a different situation than where Daniel Suarez is in. That's a different situation than where Kyle Busch is in, where they have run well, they have points, they can go be aggressive. They make a mistake, it's not as costly. If Brad Keselowski or Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, they go to Vegas and make a mistake, they know they can't, and that makes you race differently. That makes you race afraid. Drivers don't do well when they're afraid. They do well when they are looking forward, not in their mirror. And when you're in a deficit at points, it does matter. It's psychological, but it's also real. 3 bad races in a row to start the year, that's not good. And you know that's on the mind of those drivers, crew chiefs, crew members, everybody.
And conversely, if they're down, someone has to be up. So what team is up that maybe we're overlooking, that maybe the sport's overlooking? Corey LaJoie's had 2 great runs. Is this just because he's good at speedway racing, or is this the new Spire Motorsports entry? Now that they've hired all these employees and entered 3 cars, right? Who is going to take this hot start and allow it to create that momentum Jeff spoke of, right? Who's going to allow it to carry through? What I will tell you is, when you leave the Coca-Cola 600 in May, there's very little movement inside the top 15 or 16 in points. So, we talk about a 26 race regular season. Well, I'll go that it's less than 15 to kind of set your location. You want the summer to be relaxing. For that reason, you want to have a great 15 races to start the season, and we're already 2 in.
Hey, and Marty, the other thing to add to that, normally when you left the second race of the year, you had a sense of where you were. No one knows, because we haven't run a downforce track yet. And the majority of our races are downforce tracks. So no one knows what they've got. No one knows going to Vegas. Never before in the history of our sport, Steve, have we been in a situation where you go to the second race of the year, until recently, and you have 20-minute practice. Like, if you don't run good, what are you going to do? Right? You don't get a practice on Friday and a practice on Saturday, and then, it doesn't happen anymore. So the sense of urgency is at an all-time high in the sport. And it's early in the year, and that does matter. And you're going to see drivers make mistakes at Vegas, trying to overcome where they are in points, overcome the first 2 races, or take advantage of those things. Sport's in a different situation than it's ever been, and having 2 drafting style racetracks back to back is only added to the pressure, not taken away from it.
And who would have thought at this point, after 2 races, Kyle Busch would be the points leader, but he is. It's been a crazy start to 2023. Well, 2024, I should say. We'll see you next week. We'll talk about the Las Vegas race for the NASCAR Cup Series.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.